Hello everybody and welcome back to When We Try to DIY Baking. Today we're making something that I love but have never made. I don't know why I wanted to make these. I don't know what brought them to my mind, but I love them and I wanted to try them. Oh, I remember. I want to learn how to make cookie thins. I want to learn how to make these cookies into cookie thins, but I thought I would try and figure out how to make the cookies first because I've never made them before. And then kind of go from there. How do I make this into a thin cookie instead of a more thicker cookie? But we'll do that another time. But today we're just gonna make chocolate crinkle cookies. I love these. They're just like a staple. They're just like so good. And I got this recipe from my friend. Well, she got it out of a book. I think it might be called The Perfect Cookie. And I got the recipe from that. I just literally took a picture of her recipe book and I've had it in my phone for so long, and today we're gonna try to make it. So she says it's one of her favorite recipes, always turns out good. So I want to learn how to make it because I love them. So let's get started. We're gonna make chocolate crinkle cookies. They're gonna be delicious, I just know it, and we'll probably be giving them away to people because I can't eat them all on my own. So that's what we do. We package them up and give them to friends. So let's get started, shall we? These are all our ingredients. This is our recipe. These are the ingredients that we need for the recipe. And these are the instructions on how to make it. So we're just gonna follow that. We've got unsweetened chocolate, unsweetened chocolate powder, baking soda, baking powder, vanilla, salt, butter, eggs. We've got brown sugar, we've got flour, and we have regular sugar and powdered sugar for like the end of the baking process. And that's everything. We're gonna put it in our mixer and we're gonna make some cookies. We're gonna start by cutting up our chocolate. We need 4 ounces. This is exactly 4 ounces, so we're just gonna cut this up. This is unsweetened chocolate. I made sure to buy this. I had chocolate, but it wasn't unsweetened, so I made sure to get this one. The recipe says that it's better, like it balances itself out perfectly when you use unsweetened. So that's what we're doing. And I'm just gonna cut this up. So it says to take this chocolate and melt it with butter in a bowl. So I'm gonna put it in this bowl for now. We have one thing to do before we do that. So I'm just gonna put this in here so it's ready to go. And I need about 4 tablespoons of butter. So I'm gonna use what I have here. That's about 4 tablespoons. Whisk, brown sugar, eggs, and vanilla. 1 1/2 cup brown sugar. This is 1/4, so we'll measure accordingly. That's 1/2. This is I brought dark brown sugar and I had light brown sugar, so it's a little bit darker, but that's okay. There's 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3 eggs. A teaspoon of vanilla. We'll just use the cap here. That's about right. The recipe it says that you can put in 4 teaspoons of espresso powder, but it's optional. I do not drink coffee, so I did not want to buy a very large thing of espresso powder just for 4 teaspoons. So because it was optional, I said, I'm not gonna do that. But you can if you want to. We're gonna whisk this together. Microwave chocolate and butter in a bowl. It says 50% power, stirring occasionally, so we'll just put it in. I usually do about 30-second increments until it's melted. 30 seconds. most of the butter has already melted. So now we're just trying to melt the chocolate here. Stirring actually does quite a bit, so always stir and then put it in, stir for a while, like that, because you can see a lot of that chocolate's already melted down. Back to our original angle. Okay, we're supposed to take this and put it in here, but it's pretty warm, so I don't want to, try not to put like scalding hot liquids into egg, because egg likes to get weird. I think I'll just do it at a slow pace here. I think that will help. We are adding a cup of flour. Again, remember this is a 1/4 cup. So we need 4 of these. A 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. 1. Probably should have sifted this, but we're being rebels today. Are you gonna use our 1/4 teaspoon? A 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of powder. Need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna mix this. It just says to gently fold, so we're just gonna mix it slowly. I'll just mix the rest myself. Till no dry streaks remain. I think that's what I'm seeing here. Okay, it says let the dough sit for 10 minutes in room temperature. So that's what we're going to do here. And then I'll get back to you on the next step. Okay, I've got my little assembly lines set up here. We're gonna take the batter, we roll it in these 2 sugars. Let me put this way. We roll it in these 2 sugars and then we put them on the pan. I'm gonna use this to help me. And I'm gonna read the instructions really quickly one more time before I do it. So we're gonna drop a bit of dough into the granulated sugar, roll it around, then put that into the confectioner sugar, roll it around, and then put it on the pan. So let's try it. Confectioners. I'm gonna make them into a circle and put it on the pan. Okay, it says to bake 1 sheet at a time at about 12 minutes, turning the pan halfway through. So, and it's at 325. So we'll turn them in about 6 minutes. Okay, I don't know what happened, but my timer did not go off. Oh my gosh, they look so pretty. I don't think it's been 12 minutes. That's good. I'm gonna put them in there for a little while longer and then we'll see how it goes. Because I'm not sure on the time, I'm gonna take them out. They look really good. You're supposed to let them cool for 5 minutes on the tray. We'll put these on here and let them cool for 5 minutes. Okay, we have one more small batch that we do need to put in the oven, but I thought we would try our cookies before we do that. So, they're looking really nice. Let me show you. These cookies look so good. I love it. Look how pretty that is. Ooh. This one has been cooling for a little while, so it's not hot necessarily, but it's definitely still warm. And I know I'm gonna love these. I'm so excited. And I'm gonna get powdered sugar everywhere. Mmm. It's like fudgy. No. My goodness. That is so good. Perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect cookie. That's what that book is called. Anyway, I didn't even try to do that. These are really good. Oh my gosh, I'm getting powdered sugar all over my floor. These are amazing. It's gonna be really hard not to want to eat like all of them. They're so good. They're soft. They're like brownie-like, but like better than that. They're so good. I love crinkle cookies. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, they're so lovely. It's so cool. Anyway, these are amazing. These are gorgeous. I love them so much. But oh my gosh, they're so good. I'll make those again. They weren't hard to make at all. They have, you know, like quite a bit of ingredients, I guess. Not quite a bit. But they weren't hard to make, you know, like even the melting is just in the microwave. It's just for a minute. And I wasn't even that strict about putting them together. Like I did fold it in the end, but I really just, I probably could have just mixed it. Would have been just fine. And I didn't even sift the ingredients and it was still just fine. And yeah, they're delicious. So you should make those. Those are really good. I'll put the recipe in I'll probably have to write it out, the recipe, unless I can find it online. I'll do my best to see if I can find it. But it is from the Perfect Cookies, so I don't know if, I don't think a recipe, I learned this week that recipes are not copyrighted. You can't do that, so I think it's okay if I put the recipe in the description. So good. Those are so good. My next goal for these cookies is to try and figure out how I could possibly make them into a thin, chewy, yet crispy cookie. I think when I'm looking over the chocolate chip cookie thin recipe that I have compared to a regular chocolate chip cookie recipe, there are some ingredients that are altered, but not all those ingredients are in this recipe. So I have to figure out what are the ingredients in this recipe that you would alter to make it that way. It's probably going to take some experimenting. You know me, I like to do that around here, so that's fine. But I think it's mostly like adjusting the flour, adjusting a little bit of the sugar, and adding water to the recipe. And then it becomes a slightly runnier dough. I'm not exactly sure how, though, you would do that with putting it in powdered sugar and sugar. So maybe what I need to try is the same recipe, but then just flatten the cookies out. Maybe that would be the best way to do it. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta decide. I gotta try. But these, thin or not thin, these are just fantastic. These are amazing. So I love them, and I will make them again. And I hope you guys get the chance to make them. And I think that's everything. Thank you for joining me. We will be back again next week. I promise. I will not be late this week. This week I was late. Next week I will not be late. It's okay. I know you guys don't care. But we will be back next week. I promise. And it's going to be a good recipe. I already know what it is. I'm excited to try it. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, for being a part of this. I hope you make this recipe. Let me know what I should do. If you have any ideas about making the thin ones, give me some feedback. If you make these cookies, let me know how they were for you. And we'll see you next week when we try DIY baking. Bye, everybody.